here we are at the Vivian Creek Trailhead, and we are about to see if we can ascend to San Gorgonio Peak. The temperature is about 38 degrees. The sun is, as you can tell, rising, so I'm hoping it will get warmer, but you know, as you gain altitude, it also gets colder. So, but I do expect today, as you can see, it's actually kind of cloudless. So I'm hoping that today will be not too bad. It is uncomfortably cold though. So let's go ahead. I've never been on this trailhead before, so this will be my first time taking it. So we'll compare it to see how this compares to the other trailhead that I normally take to San Gorgonio. The only major concern right now is actually it might get too windy. On my way here, all of San Bernardino was under a high wind advisory. Even driving on the freeway was pretty dangerous. The winds were blowing at about 40 miles an hour, so that's probably what cooled this place down. Although what's curious is getting here, there's no more wind here. So that I don't understand. Yeah, this is cold. That's all I can notice right now. It's exactly as cold as it would feel to you to go outside in 38 degree weather. You may be like, well, hell, I wouldn't do that at all. I hear you. Probably there is one small difference between you and me, and that is that I do have a bit more muscle mass. And having more muscle mass is a disadvantage in running. As you've seen me when I run, my running pace because more metabolism used in powering the muscles. But hiking right now, especially in cold weather, I kind of warm up a little more. So as I get everything moving, I warm up sooner as I step on it. And my hope is, like I said, and I do expect that the sun, as it starts rising, will warm everything up. My only thing is, like I said, it'll warm everything up, but as I go up, the temperature will go down. We'll see. I guess if you need water, you can get some here. Although I still have all my water. I haven't even drank any yet. It's just so cold. I wouldn't even want to touch that water. It's probably like 35 degrees or 30 degrees. Well, not 30, but you know.
Lap 2, 33:21. Heart rate 110.
Means I'm going slow. Oh well. Well, the first mile was kind of okay. It was about 500 feet of elevation gain. The second mile, that one was a bit more challenging. That was about 750, almost 800 feet of elevation gain. That one kicked my butt. This last part where I turned on the video was the easy part. Much of that second mile was a bit of a butt kicker. That's probably what slowed me down a bit. So, at least on the one hand, though, that's telling me that at least as far as elevation, I'm slightly ahead of what I consider my average. So what I consider average is, if I'm not mistaken, this is 5,400 feet in elevation gain, and I'm estimating 9 miles. So what's that? Well, that's about 600 feet per mile. So right now when I crossed, I was about 1,250 feet. So I was within the average. Just a little more than that, so that's okay. But I am going a bit slow because I'm trying to maintain 2 miles an hour. 110 it's okay. I shouldn't be so hard on myself either. The reason I'm a little hard is because if I go too slow, I'm going to come down in the dark. I'm already going to reach some dark. I just don't want too much dark. I don't want 2 hours of darkness. Of course, I don't really decide much. The trail decides. That is one thing about the other San Gorgonio Trail is, if I'm not mistaken, I was able to maintain about an average of 2 miles an hour because it was longer. It was about 11 miles and the same elevation gain, about 5,400 feet. So 5,400 feet, for 11 miles. What's that, about 450 feet? Well, no. Yuck. Stepping on wet trail is no fun. So I was wondering if I was going to be stepping on nothing but wet, but no. Okay. At least I'm also not feeling frozen anymore. I'm kind of feeling okay. So that's good news. Oh, this is a nice little up and down, up and down. Okay, so we are at 3 miles, and that is 1,783 feet up and 48 feet down. And that was in about 1:34:35 elapsed. I forget if that's total time or just moving time or whatever. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. I'll put it up there. So this 3rd mile was not too bad. It was kind of mild, as you can tell, because I'm barely going to reach 1,800. So we're still within our average. I think we were 50 feet over at mile 2, and now we were about 30 feet under or 20 feet under mile 3. Yeah, within the average range. So our pace was better this time, though. That's good. Okay, so we are at mile 4, and that's about 23:10 in elevation gained, 79 down. And I'm about 3 minutes behind a 30-minute pace, so yeah, not too bad. As you can tell, my elevation gain also slightly under, because I should be 2,400, but not too bad. I did get lost on this mile for a couple hundred feet by the stream crossing. I'll see if I put it on the map there. Well, you can see it there. And the sun is coming out, which is why I have pulled out my cap to give me a little bit of a shade. It's not hot. No, it's, as a matter of fact, I can feel my water bottle and it's still cold. But those of you who hike know that the sun will still do work on you, even when it's cold. So, good idea to have the hat on. I've got sunscreen too, so that's good. I am right now. I am tired. But what's new? That's the whole point of this thing, right? Okay. Whoa. I think I saw the tail end of a bear cub about 50 feet ahead here. I know it was an animal, and it looked kind of black. So, and yes, bear cubs scare the shit out of me. I hear birds. Because, as you know, where there is a bear cub, there is a bear mama. Which is why I pulled out my knife. Is it enough? Of course not. I have my pepper spray and the knife. But I'm hoping, actually since I'm talking, hoping the bears hear me and are not too aggressive. I've only seen one bear in all the thousands of miles I've done, so very, very rare. And even that bear was walking away. So the black bear. Where are they? I don't know. Well, this is their territory, so they know it better than I do. But yeah, for the next 30 minutes, I'm on high alert. At least until I can make them out and see where they are. I'm looking all around looking. Part of the reason I worry a little is because it is fall, as I understand. Bears are more aggressive in the fall, looking for food. Matter of fact, there was already a couple that unfortunately was killed. Now that one was killed by a grizzly though. And if I'm not mistaken, it is a grizzly that already had a reputation. Well, I don't know if I would say reputation. Well, kind of. Reputation sounds like they've known him for a long time to be that way. I don't know if I'd say a long time, but during that week, I think they'd already had reports. I checked the reports this morning. Didn't see anything, so. That is one of the risks of taking a trail that is not as crowded. The good thing is, you're by yourself. Actually, I don't mind if a trail has a few people, of course. But, like most folks, I'd rather the trail not have like so many people that you literally can't be alone for a minute. Cucamonga Peak Trail on Sunday, like today, it's pretty crowded. You'll be running across hikers coming back down. Probably like every 2 or 3 minutes. On the one hand, like I said, you don't get to enjoy nature by yourself. But of course, on the other hand, with so many humans, you're definitely not going to get bears. One thing that's interesting is, or scary, is you cannot climb trees to avoid bears. You pretty much cannot do anything to avoid them. If they're coming after you, they're coming for you. What blows my mind is how quickly they will climb like 30, 40 feet up a tree, up one of these. Like, they literally look like giant squirrels just going up the tree. It's not even funny how easily they go up. That's when I realized if they come after me, a tree's not going to save me. Are you kidding? Even if I had tree climbing spikes. Let's do it. Bing, bong. Bing, bong.
Lap 5, 3054. Hard rate 115.
There you see. We have reached mile 5. And we are at 2,744 feet. And 84 feet down. And the lapse is 2:43:00. So this last mile wasn't as elevated. It was moderate. What is it, 300 feet up? I think. We'll see. Okay, so we are at 6 miles. That says that I have 12.8 miles to go. 6 miles, well, 6.05, 31:53 gained, 84 descent. Elapsed time 3:09:39. So this last mile, as you can tell, wasn't too rough either, as I should now be at, I'm now down by 500 feet. So that's not good. That means my next, I'm going to get some sort of mileage that's going to be pretty bad. Probably a little more aggressive. Is it windy up there?
Yeah, it gets real windy. You heading to the summit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It may have died down a bit since this morning, but once you start hitting the switchbacks on the way up, you'll feel it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. I'll need to pull my jacket out. So, not that many people on this trail, as I said. That is the 4th person I've crossed. Although technically, I should have crossed 6 people, because on that part where I got lost, I got off trail, and I did notice that it was a couple that was crossing. So if I didn't get lost, I would have crossed 6 people all coming down. Although 2 people that I've seen now look like they overnighted. So, oh, and here, I do start drinking my water. That's the first time I start drinking. I'll drink half of it here, and then the other half at 7 miles. Okay, so we are at 7.03 miles, 3570 gained, 97 descent, and that is the elapsed time is 3:39:56. It's about to be 3:40. There we go, 3:40. And This last mile, I actually crossed 3 people in one and 2 in another group, so that wasn't too bad. I am tired. My eyes are hurting from the sunscreen. I put it too close to my eyes and now I'm paying the price. And the water, now I regret it because now I feel like going to the restroom. That's no fun. But that's life. So I will probably not drink another 300 milliliters until I get to mile 8 instead. So I still have. And it is getting colder, a little windier. So that's not good. Probably means by the next mile, I'll need to put my jacket on. Yeah, see, I feel that wind. Look at this, we reached a little saddle. Oh, look over there. I'm guessing that's San Jacinto. And over there in that distance is Cucamonga. Whew. Let's continue on a little more. Okay. Let's go to the ridge. It's usually where the trail is at. Yeah, there it is. Oh. I know, this is a walk in the park compared to Cactus to Clouds. But something I've learned is getting tired is not, it's weird.
Lap 8, 35:27. Heart rate 120.
See? This was kind of tough. 40.74 gained, 101 descent, 8.01. And elapsed is 4:14.44. So as you can tell, this last one was a bit tough. Or was it? No. I'm 800 feet short, which means it's going to get even harder. Oh well, such is life. Enjoy the scenery. I took a little break about a half mile ago, probably 4 or 5 minutes, just so that I can put my jacket on. As I said, the winds started getting pretty bad. Weird thing is they'll die down, and if I'm hiking up this for like 5 minutes, I start to overheat. So ironic, isn't it?
Lap 9, 48.46. Heart rate 119.
That should give you an idea. Yeah, this 9th mile was an ass kicker. I don't know how much elevation I gained, although right now it says 47.72 up, 108 down, 9.01, elapsed 5:07.16. So that should give you an idea. Yes, it's punishing. The cold wind worries me, but there's the peak. So at least I should be within a mile. The route, the map says that this whole trail is 8.5 miles. It's gonna be like 10. That's usually what happens, so I'm not that surprised.
Lap 10, 47.44. Heart rate 103.
See, 10 miles. It was supposed to be less than 9 according to the trail. I'm already at 10. Look at this. This is gonna blow my head off. It already did it once. So that's at 10.02, 55.83 up, 179 down. Time lapse 5:55.15. Yeah. So I'd better talk loud, because I'm sure the wind is getting in the way. I'm so tired. It feels like it's taking forever. Wow, it is so cold. This side of my face is like feels frozen. There's a block of ice a little bit over there, so that should, I just thought I'd let you understand. I couldn't stand up there for longer than, I only stayed up there for like about 4 minutes maybe, not even 5, I don't think so. Oh, my face, my head was gonna crack from how cold and windy it was up there. I made it. Normally I'll stick around for like 15, 20, 30 minutes, you know, to enjoy the peak. I mean, I guess if I brought a balaclava, that might have helped. But, oh well, we made it at least. I am still trying to survive this windiness. But yeah, these last 2 miles, or the 2 miles on the way up, were punishing. Heck, my weight coming back down, I can tell I can't go full speed. My legs are tired. So that means I'm going to get a lot of darkness. I don't like that, but see, the sun's already, it's not down yet, but it has a few hours left. But I hope I will improve my pace, but my mouth all dry from the cold wind. It is still very cold. We made it. So I decided to take a break at about the 14-mile mark, which means that I have 6 miles left. By my calculations, I have 1 more hour of sunlight and then sunset. And then it starts to get a bit dark, so I have about an hour and a half before I need my flashlight. After that, that's going to give me about 3 miles, I think, in the dark. And in the dark almost always means that I'm going to go even slower, so that's going to suck. My other concern, of course, is, if you remember, the bear. Although I'm guessing that the bear should probably not be a problem anymore, especially considering how many people have been going through this trail now. Later on, there were more people going through it, but still, walking through the forest in the night, it is scary. We are about 45 minutes before sun sets. Doesn't look like it, does it? But yeah, it's gonna set pretty soon. So this is probably gonna be my last video for this hike before we finish. We're at 14.65 miles, and so far we've got 57.94 ascent, 28.49 descent, and I am tired. I had to take a break, remember, and even after the break, I want to hurry up to try to beat the dark, but at the same time my legs are just limited. So I think what I'm just going to do is just take my time, because the most important thing I got to do is be safe. And I will make it. It's just, I'm going to get through a lot of dark. So that's not fun. I do not like that. And when you're hiking through the dark, even if I'm pretty close, you know, you're always going to hike slower. So that's going to slow me down further. We'll see. I will summarize the rest once I get there. So anyway, I leave you with some final scenes before it gets dark. And I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we are done with the hike. And this was an unusually torturous hike. Although at the end, I suspect that I did something with my backpack that made it torturous. So I'm going to have to look that up. But by about mile 15, my back was just hurting like crazy. I also was feeling the headache from the altitude. And I was just out of it. I was hating this hike. I think I hated this hike more than the Cactus. Well, no, the thing is that I can't rate them that way, although I always talk about subjective. The reason I can't is because while you're living it in the moment, right now, this is the most recent. So yeah, it feels like, I don't think that I was injured, but anyway, my backpack, I think I packed it unevenly, one side with more weight than the other, because I even felt like I was walking crooked, and that was just causing me some serious backaches and headaches. And it's like, if you know me, I get neither of those. So it's just the weirdest thing in the world that I should get a problem like that. Anyway, it was really killing me. I was just, oh my God, I can't. When I got here, I was just completely blasted. Well, anyway, besides that though, the hike itself, the actual ascent, as you saw, it didn't look as punishing until we got to those last 2 miles, right? The wind also was curious because, as I told you, there was a wind advisory, but here there was no wind. But at the top, yeah, there was wind. And it was a lot. You saw that. So it still feels like a success. The trail said that it was going to be, 17.8 miles? And it turned out to be just exactly 20 miles. So that, yeah. I think the one thing, though, that because of all the pain and agony that I was going through the last 5 miles, right now I am so sick and tired of this hike in particular that I don't even want to think about it. All I want right now is a little bit of sweet relief, which that backpack off of me, it wasn't even heavy. The backpack, once I took the water off and everything, it probably weighed 5, maybe 10 pounds. Oh, apart from that, of course, I'm wasted, but I don't think I'm going to be all messed up. So that's a good thing. If you are in pain, but you recover in a few days, that's good. So other than that, it seems like I came back without injury. Well, I got a minor knee scrape. I always got to get something. But other than that, I think everything else came out okay. And that, I would say, is a success. If it's not, I will update you. But otherwise, it's a success. And with that, I leave you. And as always, I remind you to challenge yourself.